Okay, Caitlin, now we are ready for question number 4 that you had. Really close again. If I remember, I just looked on my phone to see where it was at, but I think you were putting that -3 sine 3t stuff just in the wrong spot because you're raising that to a power as well. So let's look at what this problem actually looks like. All right, so what we want to do is we need to, you know me, create your little thought bubble. The way you want to look at this problem, I think, is easier with that fractional exponent. So we're going to look at it as 4 plus the cosine of 3t all raised to that 1/2 power, because the square root is the 1/2 power. You didn't have a problem with that. So just the derivative of what I have there, you want to think of the exponent rule. So as you look at the exponent rule, you bring down the exponent, keep what's keep your base the same, and decrease the exponent by 1. So just that first part leads you to this. You are going to have 1/2 times 4 plus the cosine of 3t all raised to the -1/2 power. But what we are concerned with is that I have this complicated information that's underneath what would be that radical sign if we look at it. So my concern is what is the actual derivative of now what is inside those parentheses. And if I look at the derivative of that, the derivative of 4, that's a constant, so that's 0. You don't have a problem with that. So I want to think of what is the derivative. Here's my thought bubble. What is the derivative of the cosine of 3t? So what I want to look at it as is the cosine of u, where u is equal to 3t. So the derivative with respect to u is just 3. Now you know what the derivative of the cosine of u is. That's negative sine u. Oh, shoot. Negative, let's try this again. Negative sine u and du, because I took the derivative with respect to u. So now if I replace that with their equivalent values, it's negative sine u happens to be a value of 3t, and du is a value of 3. So we're going to move that 3 out in front when I come over here. So now I'm going to bring up what the derivative of that is. The derivative of 4, again, was a constant. The derivative of cosine of 3t happens to be -3, the sine of 3t. So now if I want to write what my overall derivative is after I put it all together, so let me change the thickness of my line here. So after I put it all together, I know, let me see if I can't scrunch it all in here. All right, it's going to still be that purple part, which is, let me change the thickness of my pen. So that's going to be 1/2 4 plus the cosine of 3t, and we're going to raise that to the -1/2 power, times the derivative of what's inside, and the derivative of what's inside those parentheses is -3, the sine of 3t. Now the order in which they want those in, I don't know if you need to take this -3 times that 1/2, right? It is -3 halves times all of that multiplied together. But keep in mind that blue is not raised to that -1/2 power. And I think that's what you did wrong with your answer, is somehow that -3 sine 3t got inside the parentheses raised to that power. So double check that with what your answer was. I hope that helps. Once again, I think it was just a small error that you had on your actual answer that you provided on that example that you sent me. So I hope this one helps you as well. Keep up the confidence, girl, because I know you have this. You can do this.